And I'll start with the basics of the fusion time. And coming to fusion, we'll be using every unit as millimeters only. And circle dimensions are with the diameter itself. We don't use radius here. We always use the diameter here. And yeah, those are the basics. And I'll just start. So to make a 3D object, first you need to start with a 2D object, 2D sketch. So now to make a sketch, you will be having, you need to start here, create a sketch. This is the first and foremost thing to do in the fusion. You need sketch. You can just place it, you can just draw it at any axis itself. XY plane. As you can see, this is the XZ plane, right? You'll be having Y axis. So this is the XZ plane. This is the front view. This is the front plane. This is the top plane. This is the side plane. Means from where you can see the light falls on this. If you see from front, the light falls on here. If you see it from top, you can falls on here, and from side here. So I'll just start. You can start it at any direction, upon depending upon your 3D object. Okay, I'll just start with the front view. So these are the basic sketch options you'll be getting. So if you have the sketch, final sketch option here, so you're in this sketch here. So I'll just go to the browser menu. Hello?
Yeah, your voice is cracking a little bit. Mic issue maybe.
Hello, is this fine now?
No, it is still cracking a little.
Okay, 1 minute, I'll just off my Bluetooth itself.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Fine, right? Yeah, okay. And as you can see in the top right, you'll be having finished sketch, means you are in a sketch itself. So we are in a sketch 1. So start it, this is the basic option, line. As you all know, this is the line itself. As you can see, if you select the line option, and if you click on any point, and if you drag it and click on left click on any point, you'll be having a line. And you can do it like this, anything. And you can press escape to get out of the line itself. So this is the line command, and you'll be having many options. The basic one is circle. As you can see, we can have circle. As I told you, we'll be having only diameter in the circle. We won't be using radius here. So we'll be having only millimeters here. So if I keep 50 millimeters of diameter of circle, so this is how we got. So as you can see, this is the light blue, shaded light blue. This means you can make this 2D sketch into 3D. So by seeing a light blue, you can tell it as a closed surface, and you can just make it into a 3D surface. You can even make a closed surface from the line itself. As you can see, I've pressed my line and I've clicked another line. So as you can see, it's become almost a parallelogram of closed surface. So, and another basic one is, you can even, you need not to always keep structuring and dimensioning and making it. You can even make a dimension, and afterwards you can, as you can see, you can go to sketch dimension, and you can select this line and this line. See, I'm getting the distance between both lines. So I want a 50 square, else I would say. So I'll press 50 here and then press enter. So as you can see, after making the shape, I'm just changing the dimensions. So always it will be easy to dimension it after making the shape. So that's how you make a shape. You can also change the length here, anything. So that's how it makes. And another basics one is the rectangle. As you can see, we're having many options of the rectangle. And the most used is the center rectangle, where you can, as you can see, I'm moving my mouse with the center button, pressing the center button. As you can see, by clicking the center rectangle, you can select the length and breadth both. So I'll be having 50 here as the length. So to go to the breadth option, I need to click tab. As you can see, I'm clicking the tab option to interchange between the length and breadth as 40. as you can see, and by clicking plus enter, the object is done. And also with the line, we'll be having option as so. And the most important part is for any object, for any shape, you need to always start with the center. Not It's not mandatory, but it's better to start at the center, as you can divide the regions into 4 or 2, and it will be easy. So as in, I clicked the line option here. As you can see, as I move away, the line length is increasing, and as I move upward, the angle is increasing. So if you think if you need any particular length and particular angle, just need to click right here. As I need a 40 millimeters line with, I would say, 120 degrees of angle. So angle is with the x-axis, as you can see in the first quarter. I need to click tab to go to another angle itself. So I'll click 120 here. As you can see, I've got a line of 40 millimeters length and 120 degrees of angle. So this is how you make. And there's another tool called trim, where you can just cut by clicking the trim. You can just cut the sides anywhere you want. So that's it with the trim. And these are the basic options you just need to use in the, and remaining options you'll just go through with the example itself. We have carved our examples as that you can just learn many more tools from the examples itself by instead of saying every pointing out each of the tools. So now we are done with the 2D. So I'll just complete my sketch. So I'll just take this as my base. So as you can see, we got the light blue here. So is anyone having any doubts? Guys, now I'll just go down to 3D. And from here, 2D is done. Have any doubts, guys? I think you can just post it in the chat box. We'll be moderating it. Okay, so and Vidya. Okay, let's go to the 3D. So you're done with the 2D. So with the 2D, you can just move on to 3D. As you can see, we got the light blue here. If I select this, if I right click, as you can see, it's the option right click. You can have an extrude here, or you will be having extrude here. Okay, what extrude means is just pulling out your 2D object into 3D. This is the most important tool in the Fusion. As you can make 2D objects into 3D, you can see I select it and right click it and I'll click extrude. Okay, and this is in a face. We have to make 3D objects in space, right? I'll just click home here, or I'll just click shift in my mouse, as I can move it in any direction I want. Okay, I'll just click, as you know, I clicked extrude and I got the distance. So you can see this
Pranit,
yeah.
somebody's asking for a quick recap of the 2D drawings. So could you
Okay,
quickly?
okay. Or I'll just complete it fast. Okay, and I'll just cancel the extrude. So I have done a sketch here. What I want to change the shape and everything with the sketch. I need not to go with another sketch and do it. I just need to right click this and I need to edit sketch. Okay. So as you all can see from this, I started the line. As you can see, we'll be having two options, which is length and the angle. By clicking the tab, you can change both. This is the basic line stuff, and you can even have circles. This center diameter circle, where you can specify your diameter, and you'll be having rectangle. This center rectangle. These what I'm telling are the most used tools in the Fusion 360. You can specify your length and width by clicking the tab and clicking enter.
Pranit,
Okay.
people are asking you to go a little slow.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Also, you can make a closed thing from the line itself. You can just make any line, any line, any line. So I made a triangle itself. So from the light blue, you can say that this can be made into 3D and it's a closed figure. And what I want is you can specify the directions also. I'll just make a rectangle from the lines. What I want is the distance between this and this should be 100. So I'll select this line. I'll just go to the sketch dimension. As you can see, just click this line. I'll just click this line. And just press enter. From here, I can just specify my direction. 100. See, this is how you can change your dimensions after making a closed
Pranit? Okay, Pranit has disconnected. Yes, please give him a minute. While we're waiting for him,
Hello?
if okay,
Yeah, yeah. I I just had a power cut. So sorry, guys. Sorry for the
Pranit,
inconvenience.
maybe you can turn off camera because your voice also
So,
breaks occasionally.
okay. Is my voice fine?
No, it is breaking. Maybe you could turn off camera as well.
Yeah, just turned off my camera.
Okay, yeah,
Is the voice fine? Just go
still,
slowly.
no, Pranit still breaking a bit. Pranit,
Yeah, yeah.
no, still breaking.
Is it fine?
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm just having a power cut. So this is the 2D. As I told you, you can just make a closed surface, closed path, and you can just sketch it afterwards. You need not to sketch every line and just close it. You can just make a closed surface and you can just sketch it afterwards. These are the basics with the 2D. You can just ask it in the chat itself. If you want any particular thing, I can just repeat it. As you see, you need the basics first. If you have the basics for it, you can just go on to any type of 3D objects, any type of thing. First, you need to have the basic sketches right. Is it fine? Voice.
Pranit's voice is breaking. Do you want to wait? Try to fix it while Vidya or I continue with the
Okay.
model. Vidya, you want to do it or
Yeah, I can take over. It's fine.
okay?
My voice is clear, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, guys, today I'll be going through some of the basic commands and I'll be teaching you two basic objects. One is a paper clip and the other is a jar kind of thing. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. Okay, so it's fine, right?
yeah, visible.
Sure. As you guys can see, I've already opened my Fusion, so let's just get started. The first model which I'll be doing today is a basic paper clip. So let's get started. I'm going to choose this plane, the horizontal plane for the paper clip. Let me just pick it. So what we'll be doing first is give a rough sketch of how our paper clip is going to look like. I highly recommend you guys to do things along with me. Don't worry, I'll be doing it in a slow pace. So here is our line command. If you want things to be more adjustable to you, you can use L on your keyboard for starting your line command as well. I'll go with the basic dimensions of what exactly a paperclip is going to be. So start, you can put up a line. The first length is going to be 16.25 mm. As you guys can see, if you want to click tab, the angle is going to change. As I've pressed 16.25, now that is locked and you can basically change your angle. So let me just click the left mouse, I'll get 16.25. And from then to the right, I'm going 7.5. And I'm going down to 26.25. I'm going to the left by 6.5. Yeah, this one thing you guys must keep in mind that as long as you press enter, the line, the command which you put is going to end there. So once again, you're going to go with that. And here I'm going to go for 19.25. Yeah. And then to the right for 5.5. And to the down by 9.25 mm. So I'm done with this. So I'll just click enter. You guys can just move the dimensions by just clicking upon them. They're just the reference. They just tell you how things are. If you don't really want them, you can just select them and click on delete so that you'll not be able to see them. So here's the another thing. Black line indicates that it is fully constrained, whereas the blue ones indicate that they are not fully constrained. So if you look at this clearly, you might have already understood enough that this is supposed to be an arc kind of thing. This is not supposed to be a straight line, all of these. And these lines are just that what we've drawn for our preliminary preference. So these kind of lines that we just draw for, putting reference and all, these are called construction lines. And construction lines are like specifically dotted, and for that purpose, what you do is you select the lines or whatever the thing is, and you just press X, and you can see that my lines have converted to construction lines here. Okay, and so the next thing we're going to do is put up an arc from here to here, here to here, and here to here. For that, you go to create again, go to arc, give a tangent arc. Now, what is tangent arc? Tangent arc is basically where you choose 2 points and then you're going to get an arc with those points as your tangents. As I can move my mouse, you guys can see how the arc is being formed. So I do one here, I do one here, I do one here. It's done. When you're done with it, just press escape. So as you guys can see, we no longer need these construction lines. So we just delete them. Yeah, we are now done with the rough sketch of how a paperclip is going to look like. So we finish our sketch now. And as we go to the home view, this is how it is going to look like. The next command I'm going to introduce you guys to is called sweep. You go to the create and then you find sweep. Now what is sweep? Sweep basically what it does, it moves along the path using a profile and it creates a 3D object around that path. Now for getting the profile, I'll again go to create sketch and I'm going to select this vertical plane right over here. You can see the center here. I'm going to choose circle. You can also press C in your keyboard to get the same. The typical width is typically like somewhere between 0.5 and 1. So I'm going for 0.75. Now you're done with it. Just click enter and finish your sketch. Come to home view. Now go to create, go for sweep. As you can see, you need to select your profile and you need to select your path. The profile is this. This is how I want it to be. And this is the path along which I want it to go. If you guys are going to put chain selection, that's going to like consecutively add up to these all. Let me just show that to you again. Mm, yeah, as you can see, the whole path is selected. And one more thing you can do is at the edge, you can just move it to the front or the back according to how you want it to be adjusted. Once you're done with this, you're just gonna click OK. And yeah, it's done. Yeah, the first thing that you do in your fusion is done. It's basically a paper clip that you guys have created. Congratulate yourself. Keshav, do you want me to continue with the second one as well?
Oh, wait, before going to the second one, you guys have any doubts at all in any of the processes, like the sketches or the sweep and all? Feel free to ask because this is the first model you have created. So we will thoroughly thresh out the basics and then only move on. That is okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Vidya Lakshmi has asked you to explain again,
From where does she want me to explain from the beginning?
or go edit the sketches and show them what you did. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, perhaps I have to go through it again. Okay, fine. Yeah, the first thing that we've done here is we've selected the horizontal plane and we've created how a basic sketch of a paper clip is going to look like. And then we are going to use something called as sweep. Sweep is basically a command which allows you to draw a path, draw like a 3D object around your path using a profile. And for drawing that, I've used this as the profile. So basically, the thickness of your paper clip is going to be somewhere between zero point 0.5 and 1, and I've just put 0.75 for reference. What I've done next is I've used sweep command, and you get to select your profile first. I've selected this, and then I went for choosing the path. This is the path. Yeah, you're done.
Vidya Mega has asked you to explain the profile sketch.
I didn't get you. Yes, sir.
No, can you explain the second sketch, the profile, the circles?
Okay, so basically, the circle is what along what you want your like part to look like, right? So consider it like basically adding some innumerable number of circles to actually make this cylinder. So the path that it is going to follow is defined by this profile. You get it? Okay, for more detailed thing, let me just do this. I'll just delete this and I'll go for creating a sketch. I'll maybe put up a center rectangle here. Then maybe you'll get your things cleared up. As you can see, I'm going for zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.5. I'm just putting up a center rectangle instead of a circle here. Uh, I'll again go for sweep and I'll select this profile and I'll select this as my path. So does that make any sense to you right now? I think things will get cleared right now. Like what is the actual use of your profile? I'm gonna get
Yeah,
back
okay,
again.
yeah. Okay, Vidya. Praneeth is
Hmm.
saying he will do his the basics model now, and then you
Okay.
do the next one. Okay.
Yeah, done.
Hello, is my voice fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys, done with the 2D. Just make you how to make the 3D itself. So now we are done with the sketching stuff. Just remove everything. Just to make this up to everything. And I'll just make a basic rectangle. I'll just make a cube, I would say cuboid. Okay, 50 and 50 cuboid. Or it's 100 big enough. It's the closed one. Okay, now I'll just press shift and mouse to see it in a different manner. I'll just finish my sketch. I'll just click this. I'll just right click and I'll click extrude. Okay, as you can see, we got an arrow. Means I got an arrow. This distance specifies that this closed is just moving out of 120 millimeters, 50, 100 millimeters, 75 millimeters. And just see the settings here. As you can see, direction. We have in one direction. You can see this 2D sketch is just moving in one direction. As you can see, I move the arrow, you can just move it in one direction. And we're having another option, two sides. Is there any problem? Yeah, just click the drag, select the arrow, click it and just drag it, drag the mouse. Just press shift and mouse to see it in different option. As you can see, I've selected two sides. In the first option, I've selected one side so that I can just move it in one side. And we have two sides option. You can just move it in two sides. As you can see, we got everything from the 2D sketch itself. We have another option, which is symmetric. As you can see, I just move it in one direction. It's symmetrically moving it in other direction. So this is how you make a 3D object, basic 3D object from the extrude itself. Even you can add your distance here. So if I click OK, just got an object. As you can see, we're having a bodies here. Go to the browser menu. If you click this arrow, you'll be having bodies. This is body 1, which is 3D object. And we will sketch one sketch, which is the square. So this is the basic fusion you have. If you have any doubts, guys, yeah, the dimension is 50 millimeters, 50 square. So this is how we make a square. Okay, I just want to have a hole in between there. What I would do is, this is my sketch. You can see the eye option. I just want to close my body. I want to see my sketch. Okay, this is my sketch. What I want is, I just want to have a hole in here. I just want to have a hole in between the, what you can say, cuboid. What I would do, I'll just go to my sketch. I'll just edit my sketch. Okay, I'll just go to circle, center. I'll just make one circle. Okay, done. And let's set this circle. Okay, I'll right click it, then click extrude. As you can see, I got another option. If I pull this, drag this arrow out, you can see I got an hole here. Is it fine how to create a hole? I'll be also showing you how to make a cylinder type function in here. Just make it in the upward. Just see how to make a hole in here. First, I made a circular sketch here, and I had a cuboid of a solid, and in this I pulled my hole out. I just want to make a hole two sides. I'll just show it symmetrically. I can just pull it anyway. As you can see, till 75 meter it got. As you can see, I can just move it. Guys, can you mute your mic?
ఇప్పుడు చాట్ జీపీటీ మొత్తం అదే చాట్ జీపీటీ అంటారుగా చాట్ జీపీటీ
Pranit,
ఇంకోటి కూడా
Pranit,
చూపిస్తుంది
unmute again.
ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఓపెన్ ఏ ప్రొడక్ట్ అది ఇది బింగ్ కూడా ఆటైతే
Okay, Pranit, go ahead. No, unmute and then go. I muted everyone.
Okay. Just show you guys again. So just finish my sketch. I edited my sketch in the center. I just made a circle. I just go into sketch. I just select my path. I'll just right click it. I just extrude. As you can see, if I pull this out, you got a circle here, you got a hole here. You can also click symmetric. You can also put a hole here. You may also think, why I'm getting a hole, why can't I just get a circular itself? As you can see, you already have a cuboid solid in it. If you build a circle with it, you already be having a cuboid. Why would be you getting a circular cylinder itself? You can even you can make a circular itself from here. If you make a circle in the plane, if you pull it out, you can have a circular cylinder. If you put it inside any solid, you'll be having cut here. See, before, if you push here, you will be having an option of cut. This means you are cutting the shape, circular shape from the cuboid itself. As you can see, you can also press join. Means till here it is making a cylinder. It's making a cylinder everywhere. If you want to put a hole, you can just put cut. That is how it goes. You put a cylinder. Okay. Guys, did you understand how I made a hole in it, or how I made everything solid from top to bottom? If you have any doubts, please ask. Guys, is solid fine? Okay, what I'll do is next, I'll just make a hole in this plane. What you have seen, making a hole in this plane. What is this XY plane? What I want a hole in the top part of the cuboid. What I'll do, I'll just go to sketch. What I want, you need not to make everything in these planes only. The orange planes are the planes where you can start. I can also make sketches on the faces of the bodies also. As you can see, I'm selecting this face. You can see I'm starting from the face of the body. Okay, I'll just create a circle. Just create center diameter circle. Selecting circle. I'll finish my sketch. Afterwards, I'm selecting my circular space, edit region. I'm right clicking it. I'm extruding it. I'm pulling it up. As you can see, you can't cut anything here. You'll be having one option. Two options. One option is join, and another one is new body, which I'll just show you how those both work. First, we'll see join, and next we'll see new body. If I'm going on to the join, this means you're making any new body on the old body itself. As you can see, I'm making a cylinder here. I'm done with the distance. You can just click OK. What I want, I just want to make another cylinder in this face. What I'll do, just go to another sketch. I'll just go to this face. I'll just make any shape would be fine. Okay, I'm done with the sketch. I'm selecting it. I'm just right clicking it. I'm just clicking extrude. Just pulling it out. Okay, what you've done with the cylinder is you just join with the cylinder. What I want here is I want to make a new body. What I'll do, I just click new body and I'll just click OK. From here, what change did you get? You'll be getting two bodies. One body is this, one body is this. As you see, you're getting cylinder as same body as you click join with the one body itself. But with the second body, with the cylinder, you didn't click join, you clicked new body. That's how you're getting two different bodies. That's how you differentiate between bodies and stuff. And if you want any changes in the sketch itself, you want to again pull it, again want to only see the sketch. As you can see from here, I can't do anything with the sketch as I'm getting different objects in between me. what I'll do, I just close the eye. So I'm not gonna access any sketch. I can just close this sketch, just close this sketch, you can open this sketch. From this browser menu, you can see on to differentiating different options. I can say I can just close everybody here. That's how every part of the 3D basic stuff goes. These are the basic stuff, and with the models, with the examples, you can just go to different types of tools and many types of tools. So those are the basics. Are anyone having any doubt, please ask. I can just start from everything. Is everything clear? Everything fine with extrude? As you can see, extrude is the most important part in the Fusion 360, most used part in the Fusion 360. So if you have anything, please ask. If it's done, I'll just move on to my example. Okay, just so this is the example I'm just going in the next. Everyone once look into the examples, once check with the dimensions and think what to do. I'll just start over. I'll just give you some time to check what is that and how we proceed with that and which sketches, where do we do everything. Just once check and see what to do. I think I've seen everything. I'll just start this. And just click the press to just start a new design. Okay. What you guys see from here? This is the side view. Means this is the front view of the body, and this is the top view, and this is the side view. I'll just show you the body itself. As you can see, this is the top view. From top, what you can see, this. From side, this side, what you can see, this. And from this side, what you can see, this. I hope everyone are clear with the views and stuff. If not, you just once ask me, I'll just clear everything. I hope everything is fine. Okay, how do we proceed with that? What you guys can see, this is the sketch. What you're getting, this is the 3D. This we are getting it 3D object. What are you getting? From where we can start? What I mean, we can do many ways. We can have many different types of doing a 3D object in Fusion. Everyone will have different methods. And just what I'm thinking is to make this as the bottom sketch and pull this side and this side to upwards. And we can have 3D objects. That's it. What we need is just basic sketch. This sketch as the basic sketch. In which plane we could do? What we're thinking, just maybe thinking to make it in the base and pulling it upward. Which plane would be fine for that? Which plane? This plane? This plane or this plane? This plane. The bottom plane would be fine. As you can see, we can make a sketch here. We can just pull it upward. That's it. That's the basic stuff. Okay, how we proceed? As I told you, we have to start everything from the origin itself. From here, we got a basic stuff. What is that? Circle. What is this? Diameter, radius 15. at a diameter 15. This is the diameter 15. This is the diameter 15. This is diameter 30. Means radius 15. Okay. Go to create circle. Center diameter circle. Select the origin and left click and pull it and click first what you want. 30 diameter circle. Okay, done. Next, what here? You will be having many shortcuts. You can learn the shortcuts, but I'd be saving everything from basic, and some of the steps would be more basics for somebody who has already done Fusion. But what I'm telling is for the other guys who don't know nothing. So please cooperate if it's too slow. And second one is what we have 15 diameter circle. Okay, I'll just zoom in. Next, what we have these lines, this. Okay, let's go with this line. How much is this? 51 millimeters. I'll just select the line option. Just select the line from here and I'll just go to 51 millimeters. Select this line, and 50. What? These lines are both the tangents to this circle. But I don't know that these are tangents or not from here. What I'll click will be having an option called tangent. Just need to click that option. We just need to click one circle and which line we want it to be the tangent. I'll just click that. So now we've got tangent option here. Even with other this line also. See, we got the tangent. From here we can see that these lines have got tangent. Okay. What I go to next, what we have this we got till here, and we just need this line and this. Okay, we just draw this line. What is the length of this line? You can just ask it from the other faces of the diagram. From which face we'll get it? From the front view. This view we can say that this is 12. So from here we can say this is 12. Okay, this we got 12. And what is this distance between this and these two? As you can see, the whole length is from here to here 75 from the top object. So guys, are you guys clear with my sketching and stuff of this? If not, ask me. I'll just proceed with other things. I hope everything is clear. Okay, I'll just move on with the next stuff. Okay, going in the dimensions from here to here, it is 75. You already know from here to here it is 15. From the radius 15. From here it is 15. Here to here it is 51. The remaining is 75. So what is this? That is just 9, right? From here to here we have got 9 distance. What is the distance from center? 51 plus 9. So from distance from center to this line is 60. Is it fine? Okay. I'll just draw a line from here to here 60. Okay. Or else I'll just draw what is this length? This length is 12. Okay, I'll just show you another option. So we'll
Pranit,
be having the option.
Pranit, before you do that, could you move the dimensions out of the way? It's a little confusing. In your 2D sketch, could you move the dimensions?
Like this.
Okay.
Is it fine, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what we have in next step? We have is to draw the 12 length, the distance of 60 from the center. Okay, we got a line of 60. What we need is 12 centimeters, like 12 millimeters line. What I'll do, I'll just show you another tool. We'll be having many options to draw this 12 line. What I'll do is I'll just draw a 6 line here. There's a tool called mirror. Is that I'll just click the mirror. I'll just click this line. This is the object which I want to mirror, and I'll just want to mirror about which line. I'll just select this and I want to mirror about this line. So I got another length of 6 millimeters from here. So total what I got is 12 millimeters. Okay, done. So we have got a 12 millimeters line. So we have to close the surface, plus this, plus this, plus this. Just we are done with the surface. Okay, we still got a division of here. As you can see, this division is still there. So how much is this division? 51 minus 32, which is 19. So the distance from 19, I'm having a vertical line, vertical line. Okay. As I told you, we can just dimension it afterwards, after drawing the line. I'll just draw a vertical line. So what is the distance? It is from 19 mm from the center. I'll just go to sketch dimension, just click this, and then I've clicked. I'll just show you again. I go to dimension, I click the center part, and I click the line. So I've got a distance here. What is the distance? It is 19. So we got a line at distance of 90 centimeters. Okay. Still, what is remaining? This line is remaining. This line I'll just show you next. I'll just show you the 3D object. This part is the slanting part is remain. We are done with the everything. The slanting part I'll just show you afterwards. So we don't this circle, this arc. As you can see, we just note only this circle and this arc we already got, and everything's perfect. So we're done with the sketch. Is anyone having any doubt with the sketch? Please ask me. Just do it again if you want. Guys, is fine. And you can use crop tool to remove any dimensions you like. Just not taking time to do that. You can just delete this and anything you want. Okay, you're done with the 2D. You just need to make it 3D. What I'll do, this length. So this
Hello,
from here you can
Pranit.
see.
Can you repeat the
Right.
dimensioning part from center? The 5175.
Of this line or this line?
So Deshna, could you clarify which one?
Dimensioning after drawing the line or which one?
Yeah, one sec. She's asking in the
Okay.
chat. Okay, the 19 measurement. The
Okay,
second.
I'll just do it. Guys, as I told you, we'll be needing a line at a distance of 19. As you can see, this distance to this is 51 and from here 32. So a distance from center to this line, from center to this line is 19. So how to make a 19 distance? Is that, as I told you, we can make dimensioning after creating objects. I'll be making any vertical line here, and that vertical line distance between from the center is 19. So what I'll do, I'll dimension it afterwards. As you can see, we'll be having an option called sketch dimension. So distance from this center to this line, selecting this line again, gets me the dimension. I'll just click it. I have to press 19. That's it. The distance between them is 19. That's done. That's how you dimension it after drawing. Is it fine?
Yeah, Pranit.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Okay. And we have to remove this one. Remaining anything you can pop it out if you don't need. Okay, by clicking shift and center, I'm just moving it as I like. As you can see, we got the base. And now what do you think? We need to extrude it. Till where we need to extrude? This is the base. This is the base. From the base, it is 30 mm, which is 30 till the 19. Till here, it is 30 mm. And what is remaining? Remaining is just 21 minus 30, which is 9. So till here, it is 30 mm of excluding. Till here, it is 9 mm of excluding. That's it. Okay. So let's select the part. So we don't select the circle. As you know, we'll be having a hole here. Or else you can just extrude everything and you can just make a hole. Okay, I'll just show you how to. Or you can just make a hole here or extrude it. That's anything is fine. Extrude it till where? 30. So we're done with the first part. As you can see, we got a hole here. So now you can't see sketch. As it's closed here. You have to unselect again and this part and this part is till where? 9, right? 9. Done. We're done with the basics and everything. So we've got this cylinder, this different shape, and this part. What we remain. So guys, is this fine? Till here it is fine. How we extruded? If you want, you can also extrude everything.
Pranit,
You
can you
can
show
select
how to
this.
do the extrusion again?
I'll just show you. You'll be having two options. One is select this, and extrude till 30, and again select the sketch, select the circle, and extrude. Select the sketch, extrude, select the body. As you can see, you can just make a cut here. This is one process. Also, we have an easy process. Is that we already had a circle. We need not extrude the circle. We can just extrude the other part other than the circle to make a whole out of it. So I'll just click extrude, just pull it till where 30. As you can see from the diagram of the dimensions, we got a height of 30. So that's how you extrude it. And as you can see, the sketch is closed. You can just open it from the close open option. You can select the other sketch which you want. Okay, you'll be having two options. You'll be having another doubt is that we are having two different shapes. I need both of them to be selected. What I have to do? First, you need to select one closed surface. You need to click shift and you need to click other. Like clicking shift, you can select multiple closed surface, or else you just have an option to click one option, one shape. If you click shift, you can select many as you want. I'll just right click by selecting both. I'll just extrude and just put distance of 9 mm. So the base is done. So is it fine or any doubts again? Guys, if you have any, please ask. Can just explain it again. As you need the basics hard. With the basics, you can do many objects, many 3D objects. So keep your basics correct. Is this done? Okay, I hope it's done. And what's the other next part? I'll be having this slanting thing. What I'm thinking, the slanting thing. What you guys think you can, how you can think you can make the slanting thing? If you have any inputs, you can just tell to me. I even have my input. Guys are interested, you can tell any way to do it. Try guessing how to make it. Being interactive would be fine, guys. Please, any methods do you think you can make the 3D slanting part?
Okay, Pranit, Pragyan is saying make a triangle and then extrude.
Yeah, correct. How we can make a triangle? We having different planes, right? I'll be making which plane you want me to make? This plane. Okay, I'll just unselect my body. I'll select this plane. Okay, I want to make a slanting part in this plane. Okay, this line. I have to make a triangle in this plane. Okay, I just need to make a triangle here and I'll have to extrude it both sides. I'll just show you guys. Okay, I'll just select my sketch. Here's my body. Select my side plane. I'll just unselect my body. So I want to make a triangle here. Okay, I'll just select my line option. Zoom in to select the particular point, accurate point. So zoom in totally to select the accurate point. Okay, this is one point. This is the other point. This is the third point. As you can see, let's specify third point. This is the fourth point. So that is how you make a triangle. Done, right? And you're done with the triangle. So what's with the length of the triangle? As you can see, this is the side view, this is the triangle. As you can, this is the triangle. And from the front view, what's the distance? What's the distance? It's 7, means 7 from both sides. What I need to do, I'll just need to, as I told you in the starting with the basics, you have three options. One side, two sides, symmetric. Which one would be fine? I would say symmetric would be fine, as you can use distance of 3.5 one side, means it can be added to symmetric both sides at 7 mm, done with the length of 7 mm. What I've done, I'll just say you again. I've taken side plane. I've just made a sketch in the side plane. Okay, I just drawn a triangle here. The side plane. I've drawn a triangle here. Done with the triangle. What I'm doing is I'm making it extruding. How I'll extrude it? I'll be having a length of 7 width. What I'll do, as I told you, we'll be having an option called symmetric in the extrude. As you can extrude it 3.5 both sides. So total of 7 of total. So that's how you extrude it symmetrically. So done with the object. Guys, any doubts with with the symmetric excluding anything about the plane construction? Why introducing the side plane, any plane, why? I can answer you anything, please ask. As you guys said, Anish and Anita, correct. Rip part. Rip part in the slanting part. Is that the one you're asking? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just explain it again. Okay. Okay, see, what I need is slanting part. How I make it? As you guys said, I need to make it in the side plane. Okay, I'll just select it and select my side plane. Okay, side plane. I selected it. What I need, what I draw is I just draw a triangle here, and make the triangle extrude both sides. Okay, I'll just show you. Draw a triangle here. Done with the triangle. As you can see from the plane, it's just a triangle. What if you make it a 3D object? As you can see from here, it is just a triangle. I've drawn a triangle in the middle. What I've done next, I've extruded it both sides by using what? Symmetric option. By using symmetric option, I've extruded it both sides. By selecting 3.5 one side, by selecting symmetric option, what it's done, it's doing both 3.5. Okay, I'll just show you one thing. Okay, just select the plane. I'll just select the triangle. I'll click extrude. What I'll do, I'll just pulling it one side. As you can see, it's just pulling it one side. What I want, I just want a 7 mm width of the slanting triangle. What I'm getting, this by clicking one side, I'm just able to do one side only. What I'll select distance of direction of symmetric. What I can do, if I move it one side 5 centimeters, and total it's moving as 10 mm width. What I need, why I need only just a 7 mm width. What I can do, I just need to click 3.5 one side. It automatically selects 3.5 plus 3.5, total is 7 mm width triangle. So total width is, we can select it from here 7 mm. So by clicking symmetric, you can just symmetric both sides by adding 3.5 plus 3.5. That's how you make slanting symmetric thing. So is it fine? Okay, then. Is anyone having any other doubts? You can just ask me with the basics of the 2D, 3D, anything. If any tool you're having any doubt, you can just ask me. Or else we'll just continue with the different examples. Okay. Okay, so I think you can continue. Okay, Vidya, you can continue with your
Actually, with
example. After that, yes. After that, Keshav will continue with the example. Fine, guys.
Yeah. So the next structure I'll be doing today is a jar. I essentially want you guys to know the command. It's not about the dimensions this time. It's only about how you wanna, uh, how you are going to deal with fusion. And I'm going to introduce you to a new command called spline. So let's just get started. I'm going to choose the vertical plane this time. Uh, and I'm going to make a rough 3D structure of 2D structure of how a jar is going to look like if it is cut one half. Okay. Just wait for a while. It will all make sense to you. Mm, let's just say I'll take it to some 100. Mm, we'll make this 30. Fine. This is the base. We are going to make it around 40 for instance. You go to create, you get this option known as spline. Now, what does spline do? Spline basically, when we put some points, spline is going to give you a curve along all those points. It is going to give you a curve that you deserve. So just check it out here. I'm just going on clicking some random points. And the spline option is giving me a perfect curve along all these points. Yeah, once you're done with this, you can just click enter. And for your feasibility, guys, you can also just move these points to the left and to your right. You can see in case you want to change this structure or something, make it even better. I'm going to leave this as such. Now that we are done with this, I'm going to finish the sketch. The next thing I'm going to do is revolve. So what does revolve do? Revolve takes a profile and it converts into a 3D one by just rotating it. The two things that you need here is the profile and the axis. I'm going to select this one as the profile. Oh wait, I guess I've done a mistake. I've not connected. Okay, let's just go back. I've not connected these both things. It's not making it constrained so that this will not be considered as a full body. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw this again, make it more clear to you people. Let this be a rough one. Don't really think about the dimensions. I want you guys to get some hands-on on how this is going to work. Yeah, I've joined this one. Now you can see that this one is actually a profile. I'll go back. Here I'm selecting revolve. The profile is already selected, and for the axis, I want this to be as you can. I know. This is getting highlighted, right? You guys can see the difference. I selected this as the axis, and automatically, yeah, you can see a 3D jar in front of you. Now that you're fine with it, just okay. This thing is currently a solid, but what do you want it to be? You want it to be hollow inside, right? For that, we go to modify and shell. Shell basically what it does is it makes everything hollow and it allows you to give one of the face a complete open one. Let me just select this. As you can see, I'm going to give the inside thickness, let's say 2. It gave you a 2 mm thick wall with everything hollow inside and the down part is closed. Just give 1. You can see that this thickness has reduced, right? So I'm fine with 2 and I'm okay with this. So I'll just give okay, it's done. So yeah, we've basically created a simple looking jar. Now, what if let's just say I want to add a handle to this. So for that purpose, and I want to use sweep again. And for using sweep, what do we need? We need the path and the profile as well. Now, for the profile part, I need to put up a circle somewhere. And for putting up that circle, I'm going to create a new plane. For that purpose, go to construct, select offset plane. These are all basically the ways you can make a plane. Offset plane, I'll just show you. So when you select offset plane, you have the option to select the plane, and from that you can offset to whatever your next plane wants to be, like at what distance you want from the next plane to be. As you guys can see, I'll just put it up somewhere over here, close. Now that I'm fine with it, I'll just press OK, and I'll go to create, and I'll select this new offset plane that I've created, and I'll put up a circle here because I want a profile. I'm done with the circle. I'll finish the sketch again, get back to home view. What I'm going to do now is again go to create sketch. This time I'm going to select the vertical plane because I want to draw basically a path for doing line. So, and then I'll go for sweep. So I'm just drawing a random thing. I want it to be like a handle for the jar. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'll just finish it. Now I'm going to sweep again. I've selected the profile and I'm selecting the path. Operation here is currently cut. Cut in the sense it is going to make an extrusion. No, you want it to be joined. So I'll go for join. As you guys can see, let me just move this arrow. It's not getting joined. But the moment you move this arrow this side, it is going to join itself with the major jar body. I guess this makes sense to you. So now that this is fine, I'll just click OK. Both the lower and the upper part are joined. I'll just press OK. And yeah, we are actually done with a basic jar. Don't mind about the shape and all. I just want you guys to know the commands. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me out. You guys have any doubts?
Guys, is drawing fine, 3D model fine.
In case you people are fine with that, Keshav will continue with the next model.
Okay, guys, any doubts at all? Even if you have doubts and like the very basics, it's fine. One of us will go over it again because the next model is a little more complicated and we do not want to be stuck on the basics there. So yeah, any doubts at all, Praneeth and Vidya can go over it again.
Please ask it out, guys. We'll having Keshav as a hard model, and next session we'll be going with joints and stuff. So having that basic strong would be too good. So please ask. With the basics, we can make any object. So
Okay, how to make the handle, Vidya?
Yeah, I'll go
Praveen
through
is
that
asked.
again. So yeah, I'll show that to you again. So what I've done basically here is I went to construct and I chose offset plane. Now what does offset plane do for you? It creates another plane with a certain amount of distance, and that distance in the technical terms in Autodesk Fusion is offset. So this is what offset plane basically means. So I chose offset plane and I put up a circle with certain diameter that I want it to be. Later I went to spline and I made an arbitrary handle shape, and then later on I just sweeped it up. Is that fine? Is it clear?
Vidya, Mohan has also asked how you connected the handle to the body.
Okay, for connecting the handle to the body, basically you have to you go for the joint part. So we have selected the profile here and I've selected the path here. And then later on, when you go for operation, you can find join, cut, intersect, new body, and new components. You want to choose join because you want that to be attached to your body. If you want to know the difference between joining and not joining it, you can clearly see here when I'm moving the arrow this way, it's not actually joined. But when I move it this side, it gets joined to the actual body of the jar. Okay? What you want to do is go for join here.
Quick clarification, guys. For this to work, your path must extend all the way up to the body. Only then you can join it. Otherwise, it will be in air, not connected to anything.
Yeah, one must make sure that the paths are not intersecting, else it is going to be an over constraint. It is not going to be very perfect handling.
Oh, so yeah, any more doubts, guys? Anything at all? Okay, if not, then I'll start my model with your Pranit, the fourth model for today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. Vidya, Pranit.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, could you guys also send the 3D model in the
Yeah,
group as well?
send it. I'll just
Okay,
take a screenshot. Guys,
all right,
once
thank
check
you.
with the dimensions, once look at briefly how to do what to do, then he will start.
Okay, so this model is slightly more complex. So I would like to take some time while doing this. Um, this is probably the first model where you come across this drawing sheet in today's session. You can see this is a 2D sketch of the model we will be making. Take a moment to go over the dimensions. Look at the general shape. Praneeth has sent the Praneeth, can you also send Praneeth has sent a photo of the model we will be making. So take a moment to go over that. My screen share is still visible, right? You guys can see my Fusion window.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can.
So I'll give you guys 2 minutes to look at all that. If you have, feel free to familiarize with yourself with this notation. So I have marked dimensions over here with with these arrows. The default units are millimeters, mm. R30 implies that the radius of this curve is 30 mm. So you can see R25, R30, R5, R12, R50, etc. I do not think such a dimension exists in this drawing, but if you see phi 30, the golden ratio phi symbol, that would imply the diameter is 30 mm. So it is not present in this diagram, but you will come across it. We have marked angles over here, 154 degrees between these two lines. So yeah, these are the general notations you guys will follow while doing engineering drawings. We will also look at fillets and chamfers and stuff in this model. So you guys have seen the model. Let me now start modeling it. I'm going to create a new file. And now notice the thing about this model is if you draw this sketch into Fusion, it should be very easy to convert it into a 3D model. So I'm going to do that before doing any modeling. This sketch, we will look a lot at 2D sketches, constraints, etc. So please do follow along. Right. When I'm going through this model, the first thing I notice is this diagram seems to be centered at this point. I have marked it with my mouse, the plus over here. There is a circle with diameter 44. You guys can see that it aligns up perfectly with the circle, 44 diameter. There is another circle around that with the radius 25. You can see it over here. And then there is another center over here about which a few more circles have been drawn. Radius 40, radius 50, etc. So I will start by constructing this circle over here with these smaller holes inside, and then I will move outward from there. So my first step is to create a circle of diameter 44 at the origin. So let me create a sketch. I'm going to create it on the XY plane. I'll create a center diameter circle. The diameter is 44. So let's go. Okay. And then now look over here. We have 7 circles inside. The distance from the center of this larger circle to the center of the smaller circle is 15. And the diameter of each circle is 8. Let me make that abundantly clear. You guys, if I drag it down all the way, you guys can see it perfectly fits with the circle. So the diameter is 8. There are 7 circles. The first circle is on the left on the negative x-axis, and from there they are evenly spaced. So I will draw a circle on the negative x-axis, and then I'll show you how we can make it appear evenly spaced. So first, let me draw a horizontal line from the center to the edge of the circle. Okay, and this line will just help me place my circle. I do not need it in the 3D model, so I'm going to mark this as a construction line. So you can see it has become dotted. Okay, and now I am going to draw a circle. For now I will draw it somewhere else, some random spot with 8 mm diameter. You guys can see it is blue, meaning it is not fixed, it is not constrained. I can move it around. I'm going to fix it now with a couple of constraints. I want this to lie on the x-axis. So what I'll do is I'll use a coincident constraint. Coincident constraint basically means the point and the line, or the line and the line that I select should meet at a point. They must be coincident. So I will select this point, and now you'll notice it tells me select the other geometry. I'm going to select this horizontal line I drew before. So now they are collinear. What is the second constraint? The distance between the centers is 15 mm. So the distance, the sketch dimension, I'm going to use sketch dimension, and I will I will select this point and this point. And you see automatically it gives me this distance. This 59 is the current distance. I want it to be 15. So I'll hit my mouse and type in 15. Okay. Let me move these dimensions. Yeah. Okay. So we've created our first circle. I need to create 7 more like that. Now, instead of drawing a line at 360 degrees by 7 angle 7 times and then placing a circle on each line, what I'm going to do is make use of this cool tool called the circular pattern. So with the circular pattern, I can select an object, I can select a center, and then it'll revolve that object around that center. So my object is this circle. My center point is the center of the larger 44 mm circle. How many such patterns do I want? I want 7 in total. So I'm going to change this to 7. I'll hit enter, and there I have it. I have my 7 circles. Let me just hide the dimensions so that it's more obvious. But yeah, this is my 44 mm circle with 7 8 mm circles inside. Does anybody have doubts in that? Any doubts about how I made this sketch? If not, I will proceed. Okay. All right, then I will go ahead. So the central circle is done. Now let me try to make this part. How do I go about it? I see I have a circle here of diameter 21. And the radius of this circle over here, this is just one big continuous circle, by the way. The radius of that circle is 30. So that means the diameter would be 60 mm. The distance between the centers is 127 mm. So let me start with that. I will zoom out. I'm going to create a line. And then remember, this would be a construction line because it is not important to my final 3D model. It is just going to help me in placing my drawings. So I start from the center and I will type in 127 mm. All right, so you can see the line over here. Now, let me create a circle with center at this point, diameter 21. Before I do that, I'm going to remove this construction because this circle it actually exists in the model. I do not want it to be a construction geometry. Diameter 21. Okay. The second circle was of diameter 60, radius 30, so diameter 60 mm. Let me do that as well. 60. All right. Okay. So that is this part completed. Okay. Now you notice from this circle, from this radius 30 circle, we have lines going to this very large circle over here. So first let us construct that very large circle and then we will connect them using these tangent lines. Before I do that, any doubts, guys? Guys,
Yeah, you can go
if
ahead,
you
Keshav.
if you guys have understood, please react with a thumbs up. Has nobody understood or
Yeah, they're reacting. You can continue.
okay, fine. Once explain how to make multiple 8 mm circles. Okay. Um So once what I did was first I constructed this horizontal line that went all the way up the edge, and I constructed this circle, this 8 mm circle exactly over on this line at a distance of 15 mm. I will show the dimensions. So you guys can see the distance of 15 mm. Once I constructed this first circle, I went over here into create and selected circular pattern. In the objects, I selected this 8 mm circle. And for the point to revolve it about, for the center point, I selected the center of this circle. And I set the quantity to 7. I want 7 circles. So you would hit OK. I already have it, so I'm going to hit cancel. But yeah, that is how I made 7 circles from 1. Is that clear, Lakshmi?
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay. All right. So now look at this diagram. The center of this radius 40 circle and all that, it is not the same as the center of this smaller 44 diameter circle. It is offset by exactly 20 mm. But the thing is, the diagram does not tell us in what direction to offset. It is roughly in the southeast direction, but precisely what angle, I do not know yet. The diagram does not tell me. What I will do right now is I will set it at some random angle, and based on all these measurements later, I should be able to figure out the angle at some later stage of time. So for now, I will not specify the angle. I will set it down at some random point. And later on, when I'm able to figure out at what point it should be, I will specify that angle. So let me do that. I will construct a construction line of length 20 mm at some angle. Make sure to mark it as construction. My start point is the center, and my end point is some 20 mm. I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe I'll do, yeah, and this looks good enough to me. Okay, so you notice it is not fixed. I can move it around like this. See? Because I have not told Fusion exactly what angle to put it. So Fusion assumes I will do it later. I will hide the dimensions so they don't get in our way. Okay. So now we want the radius of this circle is 50. You can see I marked it over here. This is one big continuous circle. So I'm going to create a circle of radius 50. Oh, okay, my bad. First turn off construction. Now create a circle of radius 50, diameter would be 100. All right. Sorry. Okay, so this is my circle of radius 100. Again, you'll notice it is not fixed. I can move it around. That is because the center point itself is not fixed. So Fusion does not know exactly where to put it. It is characterized by this blue outline. Notice that everything else is black. Okay. So now I need to construct tangent lines from this 30 radius circle to the 50 radius circle. These lines that you see over here are tangent lines. So let me do that. How do I construct tangent lines in Fusion? I will draw random lines initially, and then I will tell Fusion to move those lines around so that they become tangents to the circle. So I'm going to hit the line. I will select some random point on the first circle, some random point on the second circle. You can see this is clearly not a tangent. Okay. And then now let's use the tangent tool. I'm going to select this line first and then this circle, making it a tangent. You can see this constraint has appeared here. This is the symbol for the tangent constraint. I will select this line and this circle. Again, you can see the constraint appearing. Let's do the same for the bottom line. Okay, so now I have my constraint, I have my tangents. So is that clear to everyone? Has everyone understood how I did that? Any doubts at all? Okay, tangent,
Finish the tangent.
right. Okay, so I started out with these two lines randomly placed on the circle. Make sure when you draw the lines, the endpoints are on the circle. Otherwise, Fusion will not know. Fusion will have a little bit of trouble sometimes in making the tangents. So I'm going to select the tangent constraint. I'm going to select the two curves that I want to be tangent. So I want this line to be a tangent to the circle. And I selected both lines, and you can see that this tangent constraint has appeared. I'll do the same for this circle and the line. Select the line, select the circle, and click. I get a tangent. Once again, select the line and the circle. Now the line is a tangent. And for the last time. So you can see that my lines are tangent. Now notice that even if I move this circle around, because remember the center point is not fixed, it is still updated such that these two lines are tangents. So Fusion is smart enough to figure that out. Just because the center point is not fixed, Fusion will still be able to draw the tangents in whatever position you place it. So is that clear, everyone? Srishti, your doubt is cleared? All right. Okay. So the left side of our drawing is starting to look pretty good. Let us now go to the right side. Take a look at it. We have
Yes,
a
sir. Someone just asked how to get the last step.
last step, um,
Just can you
as
make it more
in,
clear?
can you please clarify? Yes. Okay, the tangent. Okay, I'll do it again for the last two. So this line I've drawn it randomly. It is not a tangent to either circle. I want to make it a tangent. So we have a neat constraint over here called the tangent. Read it out. Constrains a curve and another object so that they touch at a single point but never cross each other. That is what a tangent is. So I'm going to select the tangent tool. I'm going to select this line. Okay, it's already selected. So I'm going to select this line and I'm going to select the circle that I want to make it a tangent to. And you can see the line just moved and it became a tangent to the circle. I'm going to do the same for the other circle as well. So now you can see Fusion has made this line a tangent to this circle also. So that is what constraints help us with. Is that clear? Okay, Shrishti, um, could you send a screenshot of your drawing in the chat? Praneet and Vidya will help you out. You would not have constrained something properly. All right. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next part of the diagram. Sorry. Oops. Guys, give me a minute. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to now draw the right part of the diagram. You can see I have a circle here of diameter 30. I have another circle of radius 30, so that would mean diameter 60 mm. The distance from the center of this circle to the center of the 44 mm circle is 130 mm. Again, we do not know the exact angle. All I know is that it is collinear with this second center. So if this distance is 130, this is 20, that means this distance would be 110. That is clear, right? So in my drawing, I'm just going to extend this line by 110 mm. So once again, go to line, make sure you have construction on, and then select that line. Notice I will not be able to exactly make it parallel right now, but I'm just going to set it down at a random angle, and I will make sure that they form a straight line later. Okay. So I want it to be 110. I'll set it down here. To make them a one continuous straight line, I'm going to use the collinear constraint. What does the collinear constraint do? It makes sure two given lines are collinear to each other. They lie along the same line. So I select my first line, I select my second line, and now you can see they form a straight line. This distance was 20, this distance was 110. That means the total should be 130. Okay. All right, so now let me start constructing my circles. I'm going to select center diameter circle. Make sure to turn off construction. My first circle had a diameter of 30. My second circle had a diameter of 60. Okay. And then once again, I have to draw tangents from this 60 diameter circle to the bigger um, circle that I drew over here. The radius, the circle of diameter 100. It does not seem obvious from the diagram, but if you look over here, you'll notice that there is a smooth transition from the line to the circle, and that is how we know it should be a tangent. So let me do that. I am going to select a line. I will select some random point on these two circles. Okay. Once again, I'm going to use the tangent constraint. I'm going to select this line and this circle, this line and my second circle, and do the same on the other side. Those of you who have done your geometry, who know your geometry well, you will realize you could also use a mathematical property. These two lines are direct common tangents, and direct common tangents are symmetrical along the line joining the centers of the circles. So that means these two lines that I've selected are symmetrical to this with respect to this third line. So what I could have done is made this line a tangent and then set these two lines to be symmetrical along this third line using this symmetric constraint. So that is an aliter method that you guys could follow. So does anybody have any doubts till now? Okay, Shrishti, in your first thing, you have not your leftmost circle is not fixed to the horizontal line. So make sure its center is fixed. Use the coincident constraint. Make sure the center of the circle lies on the horizontal line. Dimension of the two circles. Yeah, okay. If you want dimensions, the images Praneeth has sent. But yeah, the dimensions are 30 mm diameter and 60 mm diameter on the right side. Um, this is 30 and this is 60. Okay, anything else? Or shall I continue? If you guys do not have doubts, send a thumbs up reaction. Okay, no doubts at all. Okay, then. So we have the basic structure down. Let us now apply our constraint. Magic is about to happen. We know that the angle between these two lines is 154. So in my diagram, if I fix this line with respect to this line, then this line will also get fixed because all of these are chained together. They must be symmetric about the baseline. So when this line moves, this center line will also move. And hopefully everything in the diagram should be fixed. Let us see if that's the case. Let me apply an angle constraint. So I'm going to select sketch dimension. I'm going to select my first line. Notice that since I'm not selecting anything else, it's telling me to set a length. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to ignore it and select my second line. Now it lets me choose an angle. I'm going to set it to 154. And clap your hands, guys. Our model is constrained completely. You do not see any blue lines. Our model has been fully constrained. All the lines are fixed. I cannot click. Oh, I cannot click on anything and drag it. It will not move. Fusion knows that that is exactly where it has to go. Our model is fully constrained. So any doubts in that? How I just constrained the model? No doubts? All right then. Okay, I will move on. So now we have the basic structure of our model done. We have broadly 3 more tasks to do. We need to make this hole over here, this one over here, and these two figures over here. You might be looking at these curved surfaces and wondering how we're going to model it. It's pretty simple. These are actually sharp corners that have been rounded off. You'll see that there's a radius 5 over here, meaning the radius of this curve is 5. And if that radius did not exist, it would meet at a sharp point. So, one second. Sorry. So what we're going to do is we will draw these two lines over here. These will intersect the circle and we will figure out how we can make it curved like that. What is the distance of these two lines? 10 mm from each other. This 10 mm distance is standard everywhere, over here, over here, over here, and over here. Okay. So everywhere it is 10 mm distance. How do I do that? You guys have suggestions. How can I draw a line that is moved down by 10 mm? Send your ideas in the chat. Guys, send a message in the, or unmute and tell me your ideas. How do I draw another line that is just moved down by 10 mm? Offset. Okay, excellent. We could offset it. That is one approach. Can anyone think of another method? Guys, Okay, I will tell you the answer myself. It is the offset is the easiest approach, but alternatively, what I could do is draw another line from this circle to this circle, make sure they are parallel with a parallel constraint, and I could set the distance between them to 10 mm. That is a very lengthy approach, so I will just be using the offset. To use the offset, you should see it under modify. I'm going to hit offset. Make sure chain selection is switched off. Untick this checkbox. Um, Select the line I want to offset and let us pull it down to 10 mm. Okay, I cannot get it exactly to 10, but I'll manually do it. Okay, you'll see there is this extra portion at the ends. That's fine. Okay, I'll do the same for all 4 lines. You'll notice that over here, there's a negative sign because I'm offsetting it in the opposite direction. So I would set the offset direction to -10. All right. Again, over here, if I were to pull it this side, the offset will be positive. I'm going to pull it this side, so the offset is negative. So -10. Again, I'm going to offset to 10 mm. Okay. Now we do not want our offset to extend to so much. We do not want this. So we're going to trim it. So use the scissors. Just hover over what you want to cut off. It should turn red. If that is indeed what you want to cut off, click on it. So we're going to do the same over here. Okay, there we go. That is the figure we want. How do we make it rounded? I will come to that later once we finish the rest of the model. But for now, this is the rough shape that we want. You can see we have this 2 straight lines and 2 arcs, exactly how we have it over here. The corners are rounded, but that is not important for now. Okay, last major part of the sketch, this section over here. Frankly, it would look very complicated if I was doing this for my first time, but thankfully I am not. So look at this. This curve over here has a radius of 25 mm. This is the whole circle. This circle extends over to this part as well. Okay. And actually, before I do that, do you guys have doubts? I'm sorry, I should have asked before. Any doubts, guys? Okay, Vidya and Praneet, feel free to unmute and tell me to stop because I'm moving on. Okay. Guys. All right.
Keshav, can you give a clarity about constraining the circles? Many of them have.
Constraining this. Oh, okay. Srishti is out. Okay, Srishti, what you see in your, you were asking about Srishti's out, right, Pranit?
Yeah.
Okay, so select the constraint to the, sorry, coincident constraint. Select the center of the circle and then select the horizontal dashed line that you've drawn over there. So only then it will not rotate when you move it along. Also, make sure the distance you have set the distance of the center of the circle between the 2 centers of the circles to be 15 mm. Okay. Yeah, that is why your circle is not completely constrained. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm going to move on because we only have a few minutes remaining. So yeah, this circle is of 25 radius, and the center is this cross over here. This curve over here is of radius 40, R40, and its center is over here. Okay. The distance between these two lines is 10 mm. And while that it does not show that in the figure, it is implied that these two line segments over here are parallel to the line joining these three circle centers. Okay. So my constraints are the two lines should have a distance of 10 mm and they are parallel to the center line. Once again, these corners are actually sharp corners, but they have been filleted. They have been smoothed out to have a radius of 5. We are going to draw it without that smoothing out first, and we will add that smoothing later. Okay. So first, let me construct my 25 radius circle. I will construct, I will use the circle tool. Make sure construction is off, and 25 is the radius, so 50 is the diameter. Sorry, not this point. 50 is the diameter. Okay. And then over here, I want a circle of radius 40. That means the diameter would be 80. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to, okay, this is actually a bad, not a very good habit, but I'm going to get rid of the circle sections that I don't need because it is just really distracting. So I'm going to trim this outer layer over here and these three portions inside because I am really only interested in this part over here. Okay. So that gives us this part of the circle, this part of the figure. Now we need to draw these two lines in the center, in the middle. Let's use the line tool. Select some point on the first circle, make it go to some other point on the second circle. For now, don't worry about exact positioning. We will apply our parallel constraint and all later. I don't know. Okay. You'll notice it is blue. That is because Fusion is telling us that we can drag it however we want. Okay. So let us first make both of these parallel. So I'm going to select the parallel constraint over here. Select this line and this line. Oh my. Okay. It took parallel in the wrong direction. If that is the case, just move it down to where you would ideally, yeah, move it down to move it down to be approximately parallel and Fusion will be able to handle it from there. Okay, actually, let's not do it like that. This is much too. Let me make it parallel. I will select this line and the center line. Now this line is parallel to the center. I'll do the same thing for these two lines. So now it looks a lot better, right? Sometimes Fusion has issues with 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 these constraints. It'll constrain it in a different way than you expected. That is what happened now. So if that happens, just try to constrain it in some different approach. What I did initially was constrain this blue line with this blue line to be parallel first. And then I was planning to set one of them parallel to the center line. But then Fusion sent it off in a 90-degree angle to where it was supposed to be. So that would have been difficult to constrain later on. So what I did in the end was constrain this line to the center line, and then this line to also be parallel with the center line. Okay, that is great. But you notice it's not exactly um, the same distance. It should be 10 mm totally. So that means 5 on either side. What I will do is I will use a symmetry constraint. With a symmetry constraint, you would select the two objects that you want to be symmetric. And then you would select the line about which, or the point about which they should be symmetric. So I want this line and this line to be symmetric. And I want them to be symmetric about this center line. Now you'll notice they have the same distance between them. As a final touch, let me set the dimension. It was 10 totally. 10 was the gap totally. That means it'll be 5 for each. So this distance would be 5. All right. You guys can see that. Okay. So that has set our middle lines. Once again, I'm going to trim out what we don't need. We do not need these sections over here. And you'll notice, there we go. Okay. So this is roughly how our figure looks. Granted, there are sharp angles, but that does not matter for now. Let me now start cutting away parts of this circle. Okay. Okay, before I do that, it's 4 o'clock. This should not take me more than 15 minutes, but you guys will probably have a session at 4:30, right? So if you do not want to be, if you are busy right now, you guys can leave. I will download the attendance sheet. If not, you guys can stay. If you have to leave, if you have other work, that is fine, no issues at all. This session is being recorded, so attendance after this is not compulsory. But yeah, I would recommend staying because you can ask doubts during the session and after. Okay. So any doubts, you guys can leave now. I've downloaded the attendance sheet. No doubts at all, guys. Okay, and I will move on. So over here, we had gaps in the circle. I am just going to be trimming all of that. Okay, so let me select the scissors, the trim. I do not want this section. I do not want this section over here, nor do I want all of this. I do not want these sections of the line as well because they intersect well before that. So yeah, um, I do not want this part of the circle. I do not want this either. This as well, and this. So this should be how our cleaned up figure looks. And yeah, that's all. So this is our 2D sketch. Now what I have to do is round off all these corners. I could do that with a fillet over here. Place an arc of specified radius at the intersection of the two lines or arcs. Select a vertex and specify the radius. I could do that in my 2D sketch itself. But the thing is, that is not a very good habit because if I make it, if I round it off, I'll actually do it and show you. So I've selected the fillet tool. Don't do this, guys. I'm going to select the vertex that I want to round off. And the fillet radius is 5 mm that they specified. Once Fusion completes it, so you'll notice that once I created the fillet, this line suddenly became blue. That is because when I apply the fillet, Fusion tends to delete some constraints. And then as a result, it's not able to tell how to fix these curves. When you are doing stuff like trim, fillet, chamfers, all those terms, when you do stuff like that on your 2D sketch, it becomes difficult to edit it later because the constraints are gone. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just undo it, Control Z. And I am going to go over here and finish my sketch. I will make my 3D model and then fillet it. Okay. So that way it is always reversible. I'm going to hit finish sketch. And you can see our sketches appeared here below sketches. Sketch 1, if I click, it selects this. Okay, so let me go to the home view. Did anybody have any doubts about why I did not fillet it? No doubts at all? Okay, then I'm going to start extruding it. We have our 2D sketch. Let us now make it a 3D model. Let's go back here. The height of the whole thing is 40 mm. And then this circle alone is at 32. If you guys have the image Praneeth sent earlier, go through that. You will see there are actually two different heights in the model. The full model is at a height of 40 mm, but then the middle, the circle with the holes in it, is only raised to a height of 32 mm. Okay. So let us make sure we consider that. What I'm going to do is select this profile, just click on it, and then use the extrude tool. Now it is 40 mm, so I'm going to extrude it up and below by 20 mm. And I will tell you why I do that later. But for now, hang on with me. Let us do a symmetric extrusion. So in direction set, select symmetric and make sure measurement is set to half length and specify your distance as 16. So 16 on either side, that makes it 32. Okay. So you can see your total length should be 32. I will select this line over here. It tells me the length is 32. Okay. Go back and unhide your sketch. Select on the eye to unhide it. And this time select the inner sketch. Okay, so if you're not able to click on it, just rotate around using this the view guide up above and select this sketch over here. And then now extrude it again. Once again, select symmetric. Make sure it's that half length and set it to, oh, I am very sorry guys, I've mixed up. It should have been 20 mm on both sides because 40 was the total height. I am very sorry. If you want to edit that, you can just go over here to this extrusion, right click it and hit edit feature. So then you can change all these parameters. So set it to 20, that means the total will be 40. Okay. So our total height is 40. And then now extrude this inner circle up here. I'm going to set it to symmetric. Make sure it is at half length and set it to 16. Okay. So now let me hide the sketch and you guys can see this is looking very, very similar to how our model should look, right? This is pretty much how our model should look if we do not have the rounded corners. Let us do that. In a 3D model, how do you make rounded corners? You use the fillet, again the same name. Rounds the edges of a solid body by adding material to interior edges and removing material from exterior edges. Okay. So I'm going to click fillet and I get this pop-up on the right. Let us start selecting the fillets that I want to do. I want a fillet on this line over here. So you can click it, you can see this blue line. The fillet was 5 mm, but all of these fillets are 5 mm. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything and then tell Fusion to do everything in one shot. So you can see I have two edges selected. Let me select everything at once. The edges. This edge also has to be filleted to 5 mm. So does this. So just select all the edges. So you can see that Fusion 360 specifies all the points that you are filleting about. It'll show you all these blue lines. These are the lines that you've selected. You should have 14 edges, 4 over here, 4 over here, 3 on each side. So that is 14 in total. Our fillet radius, I'm going to set it to 5 mm. Okay. And you can see the curvature has appeared. one last minor detail. There was one more fillet over here with the radius 12 mm. So I'm going to do that as well. Once again, I'm going to select fillet. And this time I will select this edge over here and set the fillet to 12 mm. Okay. So I think that should be it. Our model is complete. If you guys finish this right now, give yourselves a pat on the back. This was a pretty complicated model. So are there any doubts at all? Okay, yes, the best practice is to fillet it on 3D, because when you do it on your 2D model, constraints will be deleted. You guys saw that message while I was making the fillet on the 2D drawing, right? The lines all turned blue, and I got a message in the bottom right corner saying some constraints have been deleted. That is because Fusion cannot perform fillets without playing around with the constraints. So in the future, if you found a mistake in your 2D diagram and you had to go back and edit it, you would have to make all those constraints again because it was deleted while you were making your fillet. So it is a better practice to just create the basic diagram in your 2D sketch and then uh, perform all fillets and stuff, all rounding the corners, cutting everything, do it in your 3D model. Okay, so yeah, we'll be sending your assignment for today. If you guys want to take a peek at it, I will show you. I will show you what you have to do. You guys are making a toolbox that looks like this. So we will send you the drawing. We will send you a drawing just like this for the toolbox. You guys will have to replicate it and submit your model. There are instructions in the assignment. So yeah, any questions, guys? Anything at all in the diagram or Fusion 360 in general? If you do not have doubts, you guys can leave the session. It's over. Thank you all for attending. If you guys have doubts, Vidya, Praneeth, and I are still here. You guys can message or unmute and ask. Not an issue. No doubts at all in Fusion 360. Wait, Vidya, Praneeth, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You explained it too good, so no doubts.
Okay, if you guys don't have doubts, let us know your feedback for today's session. Too fast, too slow, too complicated, too
Any
simple.
improvements?
Uh, because we have to do another session on this on Wednesday. Yeah, like Vidya says, to explore more, come into Wednesday's session with more knowledge than that you left with today. Fusion,
Guys, try to
we
get
have not even
replicate.
covered like the cooler parts of Fusion. There are a lot of things to explore in Fusion. Make sure to check that out. Guys, feedback at least. Okay, nice. You've done AutoCAD before. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Complicated at first, but then fun. All right. So yeah, okay. For some background information, Fusion 360 is different from AutoCAD in that it gives you more tools for 3D modeling. So in Sahaay, we generally prototype our models with Fusion 360. The cool thing is that you can even integrate electronic components into Fusion 360. There is a whole electronic design section in Fusion where you can model your circuits and then put them into your 3D model so that you can integrate both electronics and mechanical and test it out. You can test out how things move. You can test out how things perform under heat, under strain. There are a lot of simulations you can do in Fusion. We are covering joints next section. Next session, please do show up for that. You can tell Fusion how you are going to be manufacturing your model. You can specify you can you can so you can tell uh, whether it's going to be made of metal, plastic, if so, how to make certain parts in your model. It's very configurable, and that is why we use Fusion 360. Thank you, Lakshmi and Hariharan. Okay, so if there are no doubts, we'll end the session. I will end the meeting for everyone. Any more feedback or any more doubts? By the way, I've taken attendance during the meeting. Do not worry about that. Vidya and Pranita, I'll end the meeting then. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Yeah,
Vidya.
you can.
thank you
Okay,
guys.
thank you everyone for attending.